My whole life has been leading to this, I think, in a way. When I was 4 years old, I saw my first Broadway show, and I fell in love with the idea of theatricality. I didn't really know anything about it, obviously. I was a kid, and sort of grew up knowing that I wanted to do something about that. The moment I remember very specifically when I was about 12, I met a guy named Stan Crocker, who is still a friend, and saw a show and saw someone doing this for a living and thought, this is a job, this is a career. You know, you can have a family, you can have a life, and kind of fell in love with that idea and just wanted to do it ever since, and have been through many different versions of that, theater, industrial, corporate stuff, concert, touring, the whole time kind of changing what I wanted as I go, but knew that I wanted to be involved in this and love the energy, and there's something about being, you know, in the middle of it all, doing a show, and you just sort of look around and think, I don't know what else I could do. This is everything I've ever wanted, and we're very lucky to have it. I try to make time for hobbies. One of my oldest ones is photography. That's always inspired me, as well as architecture. Either photographing interesting things or buildings, or taking a day off to wander around a city I've never been and look at new things in a new way. Between photography and architecture, the blogs and looking at different things online, I find a lot of inspiration in what other people do, and that would have sort of been my alternate career if I had one, is kind of making more permanent structures and things like that. But definitely those would be the things that inspire me every day. All the artists I've worked for and work with are very much aware of not only technology, but social media and how they're perceived. So, they're perceiving themselves as everyone else is perceiving them. The way they look on stage, or the way they are viewed in a TV performance, and that lives on forever. People are very aware of how that works. Seeing other people do things, pushing the limits. We saw someone do this, now we want to do something better or more interesting. And that's how we sort of push each other and push ourselves. And I think all the designers and people that are in this industry in general do the same thing. They see other work and they want to get it better and push what the limits in technology are. Everything is more refined. The technology certainly brings it to another level. Using the next, latest and greatest, feature-full fixture or whatever it's going to be. But definitely taking that and trying to do more with it than we did before. The show's only done when it's showtime. It's in my mind it's never done. I would keep changing things and tweaking things, and I watch things that I've done 2-3 years ago, and I'm like, I would fix all that today, or change this, or add to it, or even take away. It's about watching it, but the process gets you to the show, and the show happens, and then it's done, and you can't change it. It was an event, which is why I fell in love with that in the beginning in the first place. This is the thing, everyone's experiencing it at the same time. It's the only time it's going to happen. Sure, you can watch it on TV or YouTube now and review it later, but in the moment, you made the best decisions you could, and then got it to be where it needed to be. Seeing things I've done before and saying, oh yeah, that really worked, or if I did it again and I do it this way, and then I want to use the same fixture, but I want to do it in a different way, and that really pushes it to the next one, and then you learn from that one and go on to the next one. Bruno Mars pushes you as he pushes himself, and everyone, the band, the audio engineers, everyone who's worked with him, looking at those influences and seeing how hard they work on stage and how they push themselves has really motivated me to be the best that I can be, and not going to sleep or not going home because it's not quite done and you really want it to be perfect. It's been an amazing process to learn from and watch other people do what they do and learn a new way of doing things, and then develop my own way of doing things, and continually changing that and trying to learn from my process and make it better all the time. My favorite piece of advice that I always say, and a friend of mine told it to me a long time ago, was when there is no solution, there is no problem, which is a unique way of looking at things. I think it sort of sums up more about how I see things. You can fix all the issues and try to make it better and try to change things, but when there is no way to fix something, or when there is no option, it sort of is what it is, and you make the best of it. Just like when it's showtime, it's showtime. You've done what you can do, now it's time to be done with it. My advice to everyone is take every gig you can get. There's no bad gigs out there. Work as hard as you can and make, whether it's the smallest show you've ever been to or the biggest show you've ever seen, make it the best you can do.